Hey everybody, we are doing another episode of Strong Topics with Andrew.
Number 6?
Number
7?
6 or 6 or 7, we don't know where we're at. Once it's uploaded, we'll know. This episode was inspired yesterday by a conversation I had with Andrew, just kind of wanting to get to know him a little bit better and digging around into why fitness is so important to him. And he brought up a topic and I thought, how have I never known this about you? This is such a beautiful story and so inspiring. So Andrew had heart surgery and it really showed me some deeper levels of why fitness is so important and how this impacted his life. So we're going to talk to Andrew about the deeper level of fitness, why it means so much to him, and the struggles that he's had with fitness. Even me personally, I looked at Andrew and he is so focused on wellness and all parts of that, which I love about him and why how he runs his business. It's really about wellness, and he trail runs. He does so many different types of workouts and exercise, and he told me this story. So I would have never thought that he ever had struggles because he just has always seemed to be in great shape and things come easy. So Andrew, tell me your story about your heart.
Okay. So 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, I experienced a bout of atrial fibrillation, which is erratic heartbeat. Sinus node in my heart was sending erratic signals to my heart, making it beat very crazy. So this has happened to me on and off for 5, 6, maybe 7 years at this point. And before it would always go away after a couple of days, maybe even that same day, so I never really worried about it, you know. Family history of hypertension, atrial fib in the family as well. But at my age, wasn't too worried about it, considering diet and exercise kept my blood pressure at bay for a really long time. It still is. So anyway, I was preparing for Spartan races, actually, and had increased my mileage, started running a lot, a couple times a week. And over a period of time, I started having these bouts of atrial fib quite often. Then one time it happened, and it just didn't go away. So after about a week, I went to my primary care doctor, and it was like, okay, so we need to take care of this now. I'm going to send you to the cardiologist. Cardiologist took a look at it, and she said, we need to send you to the electrophysiologist. And couldn't get in to see him that day. Had to wait for like a week or two to get into there. But the cardiologist told me that she thought I had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which is the thing that you hear about football players dying from, and other athletes. Usually after a hard practice, they'll come home, take a nap or something like that from feeling very tired, then they just don't wake up, right? And that's just where the septum, the piece of muscle tissue that divides your heart, just gets really, not swollen, but that tissue is just really thick, right? So, but as it turns out, I don't have that, and that's a genetic thing, okay? So, but what I did experience with atrial fib was just an outer thickening of the heart walls, and that's also part of being African American as well. That just comes more natural, along with predisposition to
Is there a higher risk for that?
Higher risk for hypertension. So I get to the specialist, go through tests and everything. They put me on medications, beta blockers, blood thinners, right? So at this point, I have to be very careful with everything I do because of the risk of internal bleeding with, oh goodness, what are they called? Blood thinners, thank you. So with the blood thinners, I couldn't resume my normal activities. So workouts, I had to tone them down quite a bit.
How did it feel to be on like medications and all that stuff? Did you think you were able to do it forever?
Hopefully not forever, because I'd already talked about, you know, the long outlook of what we were going to be doing. So I just knew it was going to be temporary. So fast forward a little bit, or I was going to have surgery, right? And the first step with that was having a cardioversion, because the medication was not working at bringing me back into a normal rhythm. So a cardioversion, for you that don't know, is where they hook you up to an AED and just shock me back into rhythm. So like you see in the hospital and the ER, people getting shocked. That happened to me, but they did put me under first, so I didn't really feel it. So did that. That put me back into a normal rhythm. Still have to stay on medication for a while. The next step in the plan was to have an ablation, okay? And that is where they take catheters, go in at my femoral veins, and snake it up to my heart and burn a bunch of circles around the nerves that are causing all the erratic heartbeats. So the first surgery didn't go quite as planned. One side went in good, the other side not so much. Hit my femoral artery, so they had to call in a vascular surgeon, fix that up, and I had to heal from that for 6 to 8 weeks.